All right. Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to teach you all how to get your bank deposits back. Three things that you need to do to get your bank deposits back. Let me make sure we got everybody in over here on Instagram as well, so we don't leave anybody out. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And today I'm going to show you all how to get your bank deposits back. So tell your friends that we're live now and start spreading the news. And I'm going to show you three things to do. Good morning, everybody. Hello on TikTok. Hello to you all on Instagram. And hello to you all on YouTube as well. So this morning I'm going to talk to you all about this. Basically, this idea is settlement options. When you walk into a bank, if you don't have options, you have to just settle for the bank making all the money every time you put some money inside of the bank. So I'm going to show you today how to get your money back that you put into the bank. I'm going to show you three different things that you can do, and so you can have some options, okay? Because quite frankly, the reason that you putting your money in the bank and they keeping all of it is because you don't have any options. I mean, listen to me. If I was going to do business with you and I had all the options, then of course I would be rich. If you came to me and you said, "Hey, brother Ricky, I'm gonna give you my money," I'm like, "Okay, cool." And you're like, "You keep all the money, you give me some little scrawny interest back off of it. You take the money and make it rain like a hurricane, feed your family, build build bridges and build dynasties and build empires and buy islands and go get some gold and invest it on the stock market, and you can do anything you want to do with my money." I feel so privileged to be in here to hand you my money until my family and what goes on with my family is not important to me. And what's important to me is what's important to you, brother Rick. So you just take all my money and run off. See, that's the attitude that the average person has when they go into the bank. You go into the bank and you don't ask the bank no questions because the bank has such a high status in America and around the world for that matter. They're cold blooded with creating status, but they don't really offer you nothing. You go in and you like, "I'll give you 1% interest on your money. It's going to take you 72 years for your money to double." So you just be real dead by the time $1 is $2. But what they're not telling you when you go in is that they immediately put your money to work by taking 10 times what you gave them. That's just the beginning. The fact that they got fractional reserve banking, that's just the beginning when you first walk in. But what's really amazing is that they trade your stuff on the stock market too. And I'm going to teach you how to stop letting that be you. If you want to switch places, everybody put SP in the chat. If you want to go in and you want to go into the bank and you want to exercise your rights, I'm going to teach you a couple of rights that you probably don't know that you even have. All right, so let's just get straight to it. Okay. So first thing you want to do is you want to practice this principle. And the principle is Deuteronomy 28. And it says that you should be the lender and not the borrower. So the first thing you have to do when you go into the bank is three things that you want to do. The first thing you want to do is you want to switch positions. You don't want to be the borrower, you want to be the lender. So that's why when you go in, you don't go in and allow them to give you interest on your money. Because once you accept some interest on your money, that means that the bank can take your money and not trade it on the open market. They get 10 times your bank deposit that you put in. So you basically just got through coming in and feeding the bank some more. They already rich enough, but you just basically got, it's like feeding somebody that's already obese. See, the bank is obese with money. They got assets. They got trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. So when you and I walk into, make a deposit, which is like feeding like an obese financial institution because we don't know the better. Now it's not your fault until somebody teach you better. Okay, so I'm not trying to rail on you. I just know that you're not trained the way that we train people, and that's why we have a financial IQ challenge once a month, so I can teach you all around the world what's going on. And while I'm at it, if you're interested in having what I'm going to do for you all, I'm only going to do this for a few people because we're going to be real busy for the rest of the year. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give some of you all a financial IQ assessment. In other words, we will mail you an assessment and we will take the time to help assess your situation. I'm talking about your overall situation. And we will assess it from a common law perspective, not from the stuff you've been taught. So when we give you back your scores, we give you back your scores based on, do you understand common law and do you understand simple things like going into the bank and getting your money back? See, the things that we do produce millions of dollars because we understand common law. We don't practice statutory law with the way that we do our money. I mean, we got some, few little statutory accounts, but our big money is made in common law because there's money that's owed to you and you don't know anything about it and you don't know how to get it either. So if you're interested in being part of our assessment, all you have to do is just go to my DM and just put in IQ test. Just text IQ test. And this is what I'm going to do. Our assessments are $97, but for the first 100 people that do it, we're going to waive $90 off of your assessment, and we're just going to give you an assessment for $7. That's I know some of y'all that know me like you got to be joking, Rick. I ain't never heard of nothing. I ain't never heard you doing nothing like that. Well, what I want to do for the end of the year is I want to wake you all up because this is a movement. So it's not just about the money, and we got to do some work to do your assessment. Yeah. And the second thing I'm going to do, everybody that fills out an assessment, I'm also going to send you our class because I'm too tired to keep doing all these free classes, and it's getting real busy this time of year. So y'all gotta save your brother. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you an assessment, and then I'm gonna give you our master class on how we got $1 million tax refund back. I'm just gonna give you the class. Okay, you don't have to pay for it. You don't have to pay to come. I'm just gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna give you an assessment, and all you got to do is pay us $7. Okay, so it's for the first 100 people only. All right, if I decide I'm gonna do something different, we'll see about that, but I'm not going to kill myself. So we'll do the first 100 people. We're going to give you an assessment because I want y'all testimonies. Okay. So if y'all appreciate that, put on let's go. Just put let's go in the chat. If y'all appreciate that idea. Everybody that knows me know that we don't sell cheap stuff. We don't play games like that. We make a lot of money for people. So that's what I'm going to do. So just go to your DM, my DM, and just DM me IQ test. That's all you got to do. All right. And then we're going to get back to you. All right. Don't put it in the comments because we get thousands of comments and I forget. But if you put it in my DM, then the social media people, they'll take care of that. Okay. All right. So here's the three things to do when you go into the bank. The first thing is don't accept their interest, because if you accept their interest, you just ruined all of your options. Okay. Don't accept the interest. That means that you just ruin your options. You cannot get your bank deposits back if you accept interest from the bank. Why would you accept 1% interest from the bank anyway? I mean, you'd be dead before the money's worth anything. So don't do that. Okay. So when you go into the bank, refuse the interest. Okay. And then what you do is that you say, listen, I want to switch places with you. I want to sit in the seat of the lender and not the borrower. So what I'm gonna do is I'm coming in, I'm gonna open up an irrevocable account. Now you don't know how to open up an irrevocable trust, so you got to get with us to get down like that, and especially a private one. Um, so eventually we're gonna have to create you a private trust because you just don't know what you're doing. And 10 times out of 10, the people you're talking to, they don't know what they're doing either. All right, so that's why we just got $1 million tax refund, because our trust is private. I said $1 million tax refund. You hear what I said? I ain't guessing about this. Let's not know everything I'm teaching you is not theory. Okay, everything I'm teaching you, we've done. All right, what kind of talking about? We got the money. Are you there? What I'm saying? It's not any questionable. So, in case you're wondering about what I'm talking about, and like I don't know if this dude legit and all that sort of a thing, then I'm not talking. I'm not guessing. You see, most of the time when you meet people, they tell you all these laws and they get you all excited and get you all juiced up, and then there ain't nothing you can do about it. So then you just leave out mad and angry because it ain't nothing you can do about the situation. But if you send me a DM that says IQ test, then I'm gonna do an assessment of your whole financial situation. But it's not gonna be no regular no regular statutory little poop butt assessment that ain't got nothing to do with your life. I'm gonna assess your situation from a common law perspective and see what do you understand about that. Okay, and then we're going to send your assessment back to you and your scores back to you so that you can know where you are in the on a posterity scale. See, we don't teach prosperity, we teach posterity. All right, posterity, not prosperity. Posterity, prosperity ain't nothing. All that means is you got a little money. You just one more rich Negro. That don't mean nothing in life. What really means something in life is, do you have posterity? Does your stuff never run out? See, the way we do things, it can't run out because we get back our bank deposits every single year. So our money can never run out. Why? Because all we got to do is just keep depositing money and keep getting the money back. So the money can't run out. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Cannot. Everybody put cannot. Ain't y'all tired of y'all money running out? See, y'all thinking that the way that you make this money, y'all ain't even talk right. Y'all thinking that you got to do all that hard work and you got to squeeze this and squeeze that. That ain't how these people got rich. These people got rich because they get their money back. All right. And don't you do all that hard work. That hard work just gonna make you more tired. Are you listening to me? And all that little slow stuff, trying to make money in insurance policy and trying to make money in the 401k, all that stuff is slow as molasses. Are you hearing me? Getting your money back from the bank is how you get rich. And it happens. It don't take no long time. We got $1 million check back. We got that back and 2 months ago in the mail, and that was from filing from 2022. That wasn't even, but we expect to get them back in like 2 years, but that was 13 months. I'm talking about our check we got. All right. Okay. So that's the first thing. First, don't accept their interest, because if you accept their interest, then that means that now you are the borrowing, not the lender. Okay. So everybody put don't accept it in the chat so I can make sure y'all paying attention. I can barely see this little bitty writing. I can barely see this little bitty writing over here, but put don't accept it so I can make sure y'all paying attention. Come on, I'm teaching y'all $100 million lesson today. I just feel compelled to teach y'all. All right. So don't accept it. Y'all got that? Don't accept it. Don't G for it. Don't take no interest from the bank. All right. Okay. So not because it ain't gonna make no difference in your life. No way. So don't accept it. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing, let me read y'all the rules. So y'all don't even know this. When you go into the bank, give them your, this is the second thing. So write this down. The second thing that you do is that you give them your tax-free EIN. Okay. See, I have a tax-free EIN. Okay, for my asset protection trust, it's a tax-free EIN. So that means that the bank can't tax you based on your social. They can only tax you based on your EIN, which means that you can get your bank deposits back because your social ain't ruining the whole deal. You ever wonder why they ask you for your social every time you go into the bank? Because that means that they can trade your money open on the stock exchange, and they want to give you some interest on top of that. That's why they're so interested in that. So but you can still get your money back because when you give them your tax-free EIN, the account is not based on your social; it's based on your EIN. Okay, and it's illegal for the bank not to do business with you because you didn't give them your social security number, but y'all don't know the law. All right, so let me read it to you. Okay, I'm reading off of here from off of my, this is my paperwork from for getting my uh, passport, and it's pulling out from being a United States little MOG citizen of the United States, that little MOG job. I'm pulling out of that stuff, and this is my paperwork right here with my explanatory statement as to why I don't want to be a 14th citizen United States, a 14th Amendment United States citizen, because that ain't nothing but game. All right, everybody put that in the chat. That's just game. All right. Put that's the game. Put TG in the chat. All right. The citizen stuff is game. All right. I know y'all ain't been talking like this, but that's what I'm here for. Here to make sure that you understand what posterity is. All right. So put TG in the chat because that's game. All right. Ain't nobody, you don't even want to be no United States citizen because they're a company. They're not a country. So when you're a citizen of the United States, that means they can do anything to you. All right. Take advantage of you. You can't get your money back. So so it's two ways. I'm gonna show you the last thing we'll talk to you is about changing your citizenship and not being a citizen of the United States, but being a foreign national, which is what this paperwork is that I got right here that I'm reading to you right now. But dig this. This is something you never heard of. Check this out. This is the Privacy Act of 1974, Section 7. Everybody write that down. Privacy Act of 1974, Section 7. And while we're here, start sharing this video like right now because y'all friends need to be put up on what's going on. Okay, so start sharing this video, right? Don't wait until you get through watching. I know y'all getting excited while you're watching something, but be generous. Okay, always be generous immediately. As soon as you start finding out something, right away start pulling everybody's coat and letting them know what's going on. Okay, because that's our job as brothers and sisters to stop all this individual stuff and understand that this is a movement, a worldwide movement, and we ain't playing games. Okay, so put your brother and your sister up on what's going on. Send them the video right now while I'm live and let them know that I'm putting some serious fat on your head. All right. So here, write this down. Privacy Act of 1974, Section 7. I know ain't nobody ever told you this. When you walk into the bank, they definitely ain't gonna read it to you. Why? Because the bank has know your client rule. But if you as a person, you got to know your bank rule. Okay? Because the bank ain't gonna talk to you about this. Why? Because the bank, they got them suckers up there on the table when you walk in for a reason. You ever thought about that? Why they got them suckers up there? Why? Because they like, how many licks do it take to get to the Tussie Roll Center for Tussie Pop? One. They be trying to lick our forehead. But I know better than to be taking them suckers up there. All right. Everybody put in the chat, no suckers here. All right. Everybody put in the chat, no suckers here. All right. Listen, we educated people. We ain't going for it. All right. Everybody put in the chat, no suckers here. I ain't no sucker for your love. You hear me? I ain't G'ing for it. Y'all heard that cut back in a second. I'm just a sucker for your love. I ain't no sucker for your love. Here ain't no suckers here. We read everything. That's how we got $1 million tax refund. They didn't send us no $1 million because they like us. They didn't send us no $1 million because we got some type of, we stuck them up and put a pistol up there. They sent us $1 million because we ain't no sucker, because we understand our rights and we practice them. And they don't have no choice but to share some of that money. See, when you go into the bank, you're supposed to be getting, it's supposed to be a shareholders sort of situation, supposed to be shared profits. You're the one putting the money in the bank, right? So you ought to be sharing some of the profits. Why in the world should they make all the money? You don't make none of it. No deal. Everybody put no deal on that. But just put ND in the chat. No deal. All right. Y'all ain't moving fast enough on YouTube over here. Y'all awake? I said, wake up now. This is time to wake up. Okay, it's time to wake up. No deal. No deal. No deal. No deal. No deal on me coming in. You making all the money. No deal. All right. Okay. Give me my fair share. So this is how. So this is one law that proves to you what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not making up stuff. All right, we stomp down like four flat tires with this stuff. We ain't no joke. All right, we got the biggest tax return I've ever seen in my life, and that's a little one compared to the ones that we got coming. All right, so listen to this. It says it shall be unlawful for any federal, state, or local government agency to deny any individual any right, benefit, or privilege by law because of such individual's refusal to disclose his or her social security number. This is the law. All right, this is just a public law. All right. Somebody say, oh man, put it in chat. Oh man, you mean to tell me this is a law? And ain't nobody ever, you've been in school for 12, 13, 14, 15, 20 years and ain't never heard this law. What kind of mess is that? Everybody put, oh man, in the chat, because some scammers going on when it's a law, point blank, written in the Privacy Act since 1974. This ain't no new law. This is an old law. All right, everybody put in the chat, oh man, what the heck is going on around here? How in the world can somebody, you got to be, come on now. Oh man, come on, let's go. It says, you don't have to give out your social security number. It says, publication L 93-579, section 7.5 USC section 552A. Note unless so anyway. So that's the law. So that law says that you can't be turned down to do business at the bank because you don't want to disclose your social security number. It's illegal. But you didn't know it. And the banks are some gangsters. So when you walk in and you start opening up your account, the only person doing the talking is the person on the other side of the counter. You don't say nothing. All right. The bank say, hey man, what's your mom? Hey, what's your name? You tell them your name. They say where you work at. You tell them where you work. They say, what's your mama's maiden name? You tell them you don't ask them nothing. I'm like, man, listen, the way we do business is like, hey, where you work at? Where you work at? You're like, how long you been on your job? How long y'all bank been here? All right. They say, what's your mama's maiden name? What's your mama's maiden name? That's an awful intrusive question. What's my mama's maiden name? I got to go through all this nonsense to get an account open with you so you can keep all the money. Are you digging what I'm saying? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I got to go through all this foolishness with you for the privilege of giving you my money. Everybody saying, nah, just put I don't know how you spell Just put in the chat. We ain't having that. All right. So that's the first thing that you can do. You can go into the bank and you can give them your EIN. That's tax free. We create tax free EINs. We know how to do it with our eyes closed. I got a whole staff that does that. That create tax free EINs. We create tax free trusts. So when you walk in and you give them your trust paperwork, then you let them know, okay, I'm gonna give you my social, but I'm gonna give you, this is one way of doing it, okay? I'm gonna give you my social, but I'm giving you my tax-free EIN, and they ain't got no choice but to report the tax-free EIN to the IRS. They can't report your social activity, only your EIN activity. Somebody say, thank God, put TG in the chat, because I know y'all ain't up on this. I know y'all don't know. Somebody put TG in the chat. Come on, let's give God some glory up in here, all right? Give him some praise. He the one that made us so brilliant. He the one that taught us everything. He the one that taught us all this common law. That's why we always give God his props. We'll never run around bragging, acting like we all that in a bag of chips, because we know God calls men to rise up and live, and he calls people to drop dead too. So we don't play around with God. We give him his props, all right? And we're very grateful. So that's how we started learning this stuff. So that's the second thing. And then the last thing that you can do when you go into the last thing that you probably didn't know is that you can have a ministry trust too. So if you have a ministry trust, the trust itself is tax free. And the code for that is 6033A, 6030 IRC code 6033A. So that code says that when you have a ministry trust, that is, and it's also Title 26 170B, those two codes. So those two codes say that when you see, my ministry trust is what gave us $1 million back, because it's a cold-blooded trust. It's cold. You dig? I mean, chilly. Are you hearing me? Bulletproof, irrevocable. Ain't nobody sue me. Ain't nobody get my money. I mean, if the IRS called my bank, because the IRS ain't nothing but a company, in case y'all thought they're some type of government entity, don't be afraid of them. All right, they work for us. Are you hearing me? So they the ones who sent my 1099 information to the Department of Treasury, and the Department of Treasury want to send us our check. All right. So when you learn your paperwork and when you learn what's going on around here, the IRS work for you. You ain't afraid of the IRS. They issue checks too. They don't just make you pay them money. They issue checks, big checks. Are you hearing me? Gigantic checks if you know what you're doing, if you know how to file your paperwork. So that's my three things for you today. Now listen, I'm gonna do this for the first 100 people and the first 100 people only. You don't know what you don't know. So if you're interested, I'm gonna do it just for the first 100 people. I'm going to give you an assessment. Now, people know my programs cost up to $150,000 to be involved in me. People know that, and they gladly pay it because it ain't nothing but a tip. All that money they get back. So for me to tell you that you can do something for $7, we're going to be doing these assessments for people, and they're $97 assessments. But I'm going to take $90 off of your assessment for the first 100 people, just the first 100 people. I'm going to take $90 off your assessment. And so we're gonna, if you text me, if you DM me, don't put it in these messages because I'm not gonna see it. Okay. You say, Brother Ricky, I sent you a message and I don't, I'm not gonna see it. Okay. So I'm not gonna tell you I'm gonna see it. All right. So, but if you DM me, then we setting up that little mini chat thing. So it automatically send it to you. All right. So that y'all don't kill me. All right. Y'all don't want to kill me, right? Y'all want to keep, I say, y'all don't want to kill your brother, right? You want your brother to stay alive, right? Don't you need brothers like this in your life? That's pulling your coat, telling you what's going on. You need our energy and all this sort of thing. So treat us right so we can treat you right. Okay. So let's do everything decently and in order because what I'm teaching you all is self-governance. Okay. You know how you used to go in church and they say, hey, they make the announcements and then they say, govern yourselves accordingly. Well, that's what we're about. We're not about the United States Corporation of America governing us because we don't need them to govern us. We govern ourselves. That's the way the whole country was built. It was built on self-government, and it means self-accountability. And it means that you operate upon the common law, the law of the land, the Supreme Court law of the land. Everything that we do is based on the Supreme Court law of the land, which is common law. It's not statutory law. And that's how you get your money back. You ain't gonna never get your money back dealing with statutory law because they're gonna keep using it. That's why they're so desperate to get your social, because your social is a bank account. All right. Your social is a bond. So every time you give it out to somebody, they pull thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars off of your social every single time you hand it out. That's why everybody want it. You hear me? That's why if you look on the back of your social security card, it ain't nothing but a bank account. All right. That's why you got them digits, some account numbers on the back of your social security card. They pulling money from out your account every single time you give it to somebody. That's why they're so desperate for it. But you don't know because ain't nobody teaching you. So that's why I'm gonna give you an assessment, a financial IQ assessment to help you so that you'll be able to discover just where you are. And then we can help you with the pain and help that. So don't y'all appreciate that? Uh-huh. I say, don't y'all appreciate that? So if you appreciate that, put appreciate that in the chat. Okay. And then, and so this is just the first 100 people. Okay. The first 100 people that asked for it. I'm a waive. First of all, I was doing it real cheap anyway, because I don't have no cheap stuff because I don't like messing around with cheap people. I like people that like to pay for things because they pay attention. And if you mess around with people always trying to, get a discount and everything, they're just not good clients. So, but I'm gonna just open up to you all because you all don't know what's going on. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an assessment, and I'm gonna take $90 off of the assessment. $97 would have been a blessing, but I'm gonna take $90 off for the first 100 people. Now, if you ain't the first 100, I'm sorry. We'll send you the message back and tell you sorry. The first 100 people are in, and it's still gonna be a blessing to you if you want an assessment for just $97. That'll still be a blessing. But for the first 100 people, we're gonna super bless you. All right. Everybody put SB in the chat if you want a super blessing. All right. If you want a super blessing, put SB in the chat if you want a super blessing because I'm gonna give you a super blessing right now. All right. So I gotta go. That's the three things you can do when you go into the bank. That's just three other things that you can do when you go into the bank to get your money back. All right. And I can teach you about 3,000 laws on why all of it's legal, lawful, and lasting, and why the way you operate currently, you can get about that mess. Because if you want to learn everything, come to our financial IQ challenge that's coming up in August and just spend a week with us, and you'll learn so much. You'll have a whole different education. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something I ain't never done before. I've never given a person an assessment before. We just talked about it with the staff, and we said, why don't we give people some assessments so we can help them because they don't even know what kind of pain they got. All right, they don't even know what they don't know. I said, that make a lot of sense. So let's just go ahead on and bless a whole bunch of folks. All right, so what you need to do is go into my DM on TikTok, go into my DM on Instagram, all right, and just put IQ test. That's all you need to do. And then you'll start seeing some responses back. It's going to take about a week for us to even send you the assessment because we're just putting them together. But I just wanted to make the announcement so we can go ahead on and do it. So I don't want to waste no more time. I made up my mind. I'm going to do it. So it's on and cracking. All right. I love you all. I got to get out of here. Y'all have a beautiful day. Tonight at 5 o'clock, my last announcement is tonight at 5 o'clock p.m. I will be teaching people how to get down online. I'm going to show y'all how to make money online. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all how I earned this plaque. I earned $1 million in one day. I'm gonna show you how I did this. Okay, tonight at 5 o'clock p.m. And I told y'all I'm starting to get worn out towards the end of the year. So I'm not gonna be doing these free classes because I just ain't gonna be enough time. But tonight is gonna be a blessing. It might be the last free class I do for the whole rest of the year. All right. So if I was you, I'd get down for your crown while you got a chance. All you got to do is just go on my DM, on Instagram and just push 10x. That's all you got to do. And if you're on TikTok, it's right in my bio. I think you go up to the top left corner and click it, and you can click the link now. But this is my sword and my shield because we're giant slayers. We slay. I came from out the projects, eating mayonnaise sandwiches, came from out the joint with $50 in a hotel room, slaying giants. You hear me? Slaying giants in the name of God. Are you digging what I'm saying? Learned everything I learned from some amazingly educated people. Self-taught myself how to get rich. All that school stuff, the little buster stuff we learned in school, just leave you with a big old school bill and still ain't got no money. Ain't even doing what we went to school for. You dig what I'm saying? You know, it ain't nothing but game, nothing but game. Are you feeling me? Nothing but game. So I learned how to make my own money, and I'm gonna teach you how you can make. I'm gonna show you my stats online. I'm gonna show you how you can make a video and get millions of people to watch it. I'm gonna teach you for free. Tonight ain't gonna cost you one single. Also gonna cost you some of your time. All right. And I don't know if I'm gonna do another free class all year, but I'm gonna do one tonight. All right. So all you gotta do is go to Instagram and click 10x in the DM, and you automatically get the link. If you're over here on TikTok, then just go up to the top of my page and click on there that you want to come to class. All right. And get on in before all of before the spaces are all taken up with the Zoom. It only takes so many people. All right. I don't have time to ask some questions, anything right now, because my son is coming over. We got some commercials that we got to do. And I'm just tired because I'm 62. I started getting tired. Don't be laughing at your brother. Listen, I wasn't too tired to come over here and drop it like it's hot, right? Did I drop it like it's hot? All right. So $1 million in one day. I'm gonna show y'all how you can do the same thing. Any of us can do it. I'm gonna show you how to come up. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care where you're from. None of that means nothing. When your attitude is right, the facts don't even matter. All right. I got to get out of here. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. I love you all. Ain't nothing y'all can do about that. Have a beautiful, phenomenal, fantastic day. I see some of y'all tonight at 5 o'clock. Be blessed in the city and be blessed in the field. And remember that stellar is as stellar does. I see some of y'all tonight, and the rest of you have an awesome day. All right? Take care.